Timeout on the court. That is an early timeout. We'll step aside. BYU up 5-0 to start set one. We'll be back in a moment on BYU TV. A moment ago, a violation on Hawaii, and Steve, walk us through this.
Yeah, smart play there from Taylor, recognizing that ball is going to reach the plane of the net, swipes at it, and is able to get just a small piece of it. And that was enough for the back row violation, even though the setter clearly was not trying to go over. Does not matter. He is a back row player, and he jumped from inside the 3-meter line. That's a no-no.
5-0 out of the timeout. That team almost always gets the points, but not this time. The block by Sander, and it is 6-0.
Wow, all bets are off right now. Cougars giving Hawaii absolutely nothing right now, except a lot of darkness as they are blocking out even the light at this point. Geez.
Hawaii -667. No one's up, and that's the first kill for Brooke Sador, who says, let's go.
Yeah, frustrating start for Hawaii, making this trip, scrapping their way into this tournament. In fact, even said that on their warm-up shirts, just scrap, which is a pretty cool saying. It's just all about leaving it all on the court.
Sador, a career-high 31 kills in their last match, nearly gets the ace. Sander off hands and Sador, 7-1. 2 kills and 2 blocks for the MPSF Player of the Year.
Everything working for BYU right now. Tough serve off the tape. All Josue can do is just punch at the ball in the direction of the setter and just gets that ball in the air for Taylor Sander, who detonates again off the block.
Davis Holt with the kill. Second kill for Hawaii, and it seems like things have settled down a little bit for the Warriors. BYU up 7-2 here in set number 1. BYU 12-7 all time in MPSF quarterfinal matches. Devin Young. Before the match, by the way, Devin said, hey, do you mind just giving a shout out to my brother Jared and family who have been in Boston and have gone through everything that's happened the past week. You mind saying something to him? I said, sure thing. So to Jared and family, Devin trying to represent here as he gets the ace.
Well, if you come out and bomb like that and then rip an ace, I'll talk about whoever you want to talk about. That's some nice volleyball play there from Devin Young.
Devin Young. Ramos.
Wow,
good
nice
kill
swing
from Taylor Averill. Normally a middle blocker, moved to opposite tonight. Came as a kind of a pin hitter slash setter and has moved around a variety of positions. 9-3. Join the conversation. Use hashtag BYU TV Sports on Twitter. We'd love to know where you're watching the match and what you've got to say. And here they come. That one floated out by Averill. First serving error of the night for either team.
That's got to be frustrating. You know, Averill's just like, I barely touched that ball. But again, we talk about the elevation, and it is truly a factor, not just a talking point. Ben Patch, another very tough server for the Cougars. Handled easily by Hawaii.
Sador off of Patch. Second kill for Brooks Sador, the Canadian opposite who, as his coach said, transformed last weekend. That one was going out. I think Patch kept it in.
That was close. It had not a whole lot of topspin in this inning.
10-4, Jace Olsen, Penn State transfer. Serves it out. 11-4.
Hawaii just trying to get dialed in right now from the service line. Josue back to serve for the Cougars. 11-4.
Josue, not a great toss, and into the net. The first service error for BYU tonight. Again, the winner of this match will play the winner of UCLA and Pepperdine next Thursday in the semifinal. The highest remaining seed after the quarterfinals hosts the semis and final. Taylor Sander, soft blocked and then dug up by Sador, who gets it back. Triple blocked and off the head of Sander and out of bounds. Sador with 3.
Hit that ball with bad intentions. Absolutely hammered that ball. And Taylor took the brunt of it off his forehead. That'll wake you up.
as you've noted in an earlier match this year, the disadvantage of jumping so high.
Yeah.
Patch! Oh my goodness!
Ben Patch looked like he was in the front row when he hit that ball. The kid can elevate. Out of the back row here. Look at that. The blocker's not even in the same time zone as that set. He was committing to the middle. Wide open net for Patch. He just hammers that ball down the line.
Lavaya into the net. The hitting percentage tells the story. 7-14 to 0-9-1. BYU up by 5. Started the set 7-1.
And BYU kind of having their way against that Hawaii block.
Rivera's
Nice
hit
up there.
floated, and then Boyce puts it down. Ryan Boyce.
A couple of Hawaii players didn't think that even got to the net, but the up ref got the perfect angle on that and gave the kill to Boyce, who's hitting 1,000.
You see some of the mustaches in the house. 9th kill of the season for Boyce, by the way. The jump float right at Cheap. Averill down the line, and that one going out. 2 kills now for Taylor Averill, hitting 1,000. Hawaii hitting 167, BYU 667. 13-8, set 1 here in Provo.
Still plenty of time for Hawaii to make a run here, but they've got to start putting a little more pressure on the Cougars.
Sador.
And that'll
Up the
get it
tape
done
and
right
down,
there.
the ace. His 42nd of the season.
Boyce hurt himself doing that. He like flattened out on the floor to try to make himself as long as possible. I don't know if he knocked the wind out or.
Gonna bounce his face too.
Yeah, I might have. Oh, he did. Yeah, he's moving his jaw around.
Oh, and yeah, he gets his left hand cut underneath. 5-2 run for the Warriors.
That pass from Sander.
Patch on the left side this time gets the kill. Ben Patch with 3.
As good as Taylor Sander is, it's almost a bonus to have him being maybe the best passer on the floor, if not number 2. I mean, he is just nails passing that ball, and that ball had some heat on it. Speaking
Sador,
of heat.
able to handle Sander, and the block but out. At the beginning of the season, we talked about Ben Patch and how talented he was, and the big question was, how good is he going to be will determine how good BYU is this year. He's been really good, and BYU won the league by 3 games.
Yeah, he has been surprisingly good. I've talked about him for a couple of years now in anticipation of him making the trip here to BYU. But nobody, I think, foresaw how good this guy was going to be. He is a special talent.
Johan Timmer, the sophomore from New Zealand, serving specialist, goes into the net. 3 service errors for Hawaii. 15-10 here in set number 1. Timeout on the court. BYU up by 5, hitting 700 in set number 1. We'll be back in a moment. BYU's been ranked number 1 in the country 7 straight weeks, 11 of the 14 weeks this season, not including the preseason poll, and BYU gets all but 1 vote. BYU wins the league by 3 games, and someone doesn't vote him number 1. That's just funny, whatever. Long Beach State and Irvine finished right there. UCLA hosting the NCAA tournament this year. They want to win this tournament and get to their home court. They play Pepperdine at the top of the hour. The other 3 quarterfinals all at the top of the hour. BYU the earliest here in Mountain Time. And BYU leading set 1, 15-10. Devin Young already has an ace to his name, handled by Matthew Cheap, the only senior on this team. And Averill with his 3rd kill, hitting 1,000 off the block. So both teams running 2 liberos. One is the side-out libero. The other is the serve-receive libero. And for Hawaii, you see into the match Harrison Phelps is that side-out libero. Boyce backs it to Patch. That hand looks just fine. 4 kills for Patch. Tonight's Scorebug sponsors Platinum Roofing. When it comes to roofing, it's not just about stopping leaks anymore. It's about energy efficiency.
Ben with his 4th kill, hitting 1,000 so far on the night.
Handled by Sador. Ramos to Olsen and down. Jace Olsen, 2 for 2. Olsen did not play well in the 2 matches earlier this year. This is his 3rd trip to Provo. Played with Penn State last season in some non-conference matches late in the year for the Nittany Lions in the Smith Fieldhouse. 16-12. Sander pushes outside to Rivera. Lavaya drew all the attention and opened up a massive scene for the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, I don't know if the Hawaii block thought he could get that ball out to the pin, but he does so. Beautiful location, and Josue just hammers it. That's how good Russ is, though. He'll draw a lot of attention.
The 5th-year senior. Rivera, a redshirt sophomore. Honorable mention all conference. Sador, wow. The first 8 matches of the season, Sador had a total of 25 kills. He had 50 last weekend. Like, something happened to Brooks Sador.
And I don't know, maybe it's the other 2 guys went down, so he started getting more sets, but truly his confidence is just off the charts right now.
He's got baller body language.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a good-looking swing from Sador a second ago.
Patch, 5 for 5 to start.
Yeah, Patch answering back. Recognizing that block was a little late getting there.
Patch, the 6'8" true freshman from across the street, Provo High School, has made a huge impact on this team this season. And in talking to Taylor Sander this week, I said, how much pressure does he take off of you as needing to be like the guy? He said, a ton. It's been so nice to have Ben Patch on this team. Sador, free ball for BYU. Rindflesh, pretty good pass actually to Sander.
Beef Meat just chucks that ball in the air.
Timeout Hawaii. That's their 2nd and final timeout of set number 1. BYU up 19-13. You'll see the senior Steve Rindflesh come in sometimes, give Boyce a breather. He gets the assist this time.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't typically tune into BYU TV, Rindflesh, what in German is it? Is beef meat? So yeah, that's where the sweet nickname came from. But yeah, throws that ball high in the air and gets an assist.
Beef Meat's 4th assist of the year. We mentioned Taylor Sander was the MPSF Player of the Year. Here's what else happened with the conference awards with BYU Cougars. Ben Patch, Freshman of the Year, also on the first team. Just the 5th freshman to do that in the Raleigh era. Russ Lavaya on the first team, Boyce on the 2nd team, and then honorable mention for Rivera, and then Michael Hatch, as well as Ben Patch, also on the all-freshman team. And then Hawaii had 3 honorable mentions, Averill, Sador, and Zarkovich. The Coach of the Year will be announced after the tournament has been played. Zarkovich, Robbie mentioned at the top, sprained his ankle the first week of April and did not play last week. And that's a huge loss for them. Their leading outside hitter. He's also been the NPSF player twice this season. The only other freshman or player to do that, Ben Patch. Just to give you a taste, as you see, Zarkovich over there might come in to serve at some point. But that has hamstrung the Warriors quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, that's rough.
Averill feeling it.
Man.
Off of Lavaya. Off of his shoulder, and Lavaya has a huge smile there, but...
Was that his shoulder or his cheek? Yeah, that was just some shrapnel there.
Another look. If the camera can move that fast.
Man, goes off the S on his chest. Nice serve, great placement. Look at that dish.
Sander blocked it out.
Boyce getting his hands on that. Might have been a little deep. Wouldn't have been called on the AVP, I'll tell you that. Nice hands there from Senor Mustache.
That was Max Wexung, by the way, that served that, who they discovered he had a micro tear, torn labrum, now setting, where Hawaii has been for a little bit. Sander goes after it and off the block.